Hi guys, this is gsnom.com and I'm here with the unboxing of the Honor Magic4 Lite. It's part of the Honor Magic4 series and it's the most affordable model of them all, but it comes with a familiar design. That's because the back side looks quite a bit like the Huawei Mate 40 series, thanks to this ring for the camera area. Now, this company isn't Huawei, it's Honor. It's been sold off by Huawei in December 2020, and it's got the Play Store and Google services on board. We're dealing with quite a large phone, 6.81 inches in diagonal, Snapdragon 695, and it's time for the unboxing. It's already been set up, so you need not worry about it. I should probably mention that it's got a triple camera at the back side, a generous screen with a generous refresh rate, 120 Hz, and a price of around $400. Now, in the box, we have the following. We have a test version, but rest assured that your version will have a key here used to access the slots. This is the case, used to protect the phone with all the needed cutouts, transparent and flexible. Okay, I just input the pin, and the other two accessories in the box are the cable, which goes from USB-C to USB-A, nothing out of the ordinary. But what's special is that for a mid-range phone, we're getting quite the fast charging, courtesy of Honor Supercharge. This one is a 66-watt charger with an USB-A connector. The first time we've seen this technology, 66 watts, was on the Huawei Mate 40, if I remember correctly. Now, this is the handset. This is the device you're looking at. Let's turn down the brightness a little bit. So it's still quite bright, by the way. We're dealing here with an LCD panel with a 120 Hz refresh rate, which should be pretty good for the gamers. Now, the handset, even though it's massive, it's quite easy to wield. It's got a pretty good grip, even though the backside is glossy, shiny, and draws quite a bit of dust, as you can see. I like this golden ring for the camera area. So this is plastic. The frame is plastic as well, and it comes with these volume buttons and a flat power button which integrates the fingerprint scanner. Now, the device from the factory comes with a pre-applied screen protection made of plastic, and if you want measurements here, 8 mm in thickness isn't bad, and also 189 grams is not half bad. I would say that it's quite a long and wide phone. It may not be the comfiest to use if you have small hands. Now, as you can see, the screen is quite immersive and has very narrow bezels. Honor keeps calling them as slim as about the thickness of a credit card. That's how thick the bezels are supposed to be. The build is quite fine in my book, and when it comes to the screen, which I keep mentioning, 6.81 inches, IPS LCD, Full HD Plus, and the refresh rate is 120 Hz, but you don't have to believe me. We actually can go here. We also have a color mode and temperature slider. Sleep, eye comfort, ebook mode, dark mode, and refresh rate can be set to dynamic, high 120 Hz, or standard 60 Hz. Now, inside the phone there is another thing. It's a CPU I've seen before, to be honest, the Snapdragon 695, also present on the OnePlus Nord CE2 Lite, Realme 9 5G, and the Redmi Note 11 Pro Plus. It's a 6nm CPU. In the current case, it's accompanied by 6 gigs of RAM and 128 GB of storage, but there's no microSD, sadly. There's also no audio jack at the top and no audio jack at the bottom. We have a singular speaker here, USB-C 2.0 port, microphone, and the tray for the 2 nano SIM card slots. Now, on the battery front, you can confirm straight from the app that we have a 4800 mAh unit with 66 watt charging. Now, for the sake of security, you can either use the face recognition as I'm doing, or the fingerprint scanner, or a combo of both. When it comes to connectivity, the device provides you with 4G and 5G, as well as Wi-Fi dual band. There is Bluetooth 5.1. We also have USB-C 2.0, GPS, AGPS, GLONASS, there's NFC for payments, and that's about it. In a punch hole at the top side of the screen, there's a 16 megapixel camera with Full HD capture for the selfies, and at the back side, this beautiful looking camera, which doesn't protrude one bit. That's the good news. The setup, however, is, I would say, rather modest. 40 megapixel for the main camera, once again 48 megapixels only, followed by two other 2 megapixel shooters, one macro and one bokeh, plus the LED flash here, and we're limited only to Full HD video capture. Among the camera modes which are best worth mentioning, we have the following ones. Okay, so I'm going to start with the more section. We have HDR, super macro, story, panorama, stickers, high res, which takes full 48 megapixel shots, pro, time-lapse, dual view, which uses both the front and the back camera at the same time. This is the video capture area where you can actually confirm the resolution is set to full HD, so there is no love for 4K here. This is the photo section where there is also love for AI. We have a portrait mode with bokeh here, which can be activated or deactivated. There is a night mode, of course, and aperture, which is basically another name for, well, portrait for objects, I would say. Now, as far as the software is concerned, you may have caught on that this is Android 11 with Magic UI 4.2 on top of it. It actually has an interesting feature here, which is not very well advertised by Honor. So if you go here, you're going to see that you get an extra 2 gigs of RAM, courtesy of the Honor RAM Turbo technology. Okay, so aside from that, we have the Play Store and the Google Suite and the Google services, unlike the Huawei phones. We also have an optimizer app to keep things fluid, and a bunch of other apps pre-installed. We got Netflix, Booking, and Notepad application, a bunch of tools, and yes, you can activate app drawer if you want. You can go to the settings, you can go to the home screen and wallpaper, you can see it here, app drawer is available. Now, that's about it. This has been my unboxing and first impressions about the phone. I would say it's got a pretty good grip in my hand, and it's definitely, clearly, a phone meant for watching videos and playing some games. On account of the very narrow bezels, quite a bright panel and a high refresh rate, it's clear what Honor is offering here. They made quite the compromise for the back camera, if you ask me. 40 megapixels and 2 other 2 megapixels, don't cut it in 2022. But that's it. That's it from gsn.com. We'll be back with more soon. Goodbye.